Welcome to episode number 40. 40, Allie, can you believe it? 40. Episode 40 of the Songwriter's Couch. We are here after a long hiatus. We needed a break. I needed to rest, recuperate, take some vitamins. I was very dried out. I needed to drink some water. I was getting shriveled up a little bit. Too much whiskey, yeah, too much cognac, really. But I learned something today, as a matter of fact, in the sauna about fluoride. Apparently, they're taking fluoride now out of the water because they're discovering it causes all sorts of problems. So it's luckily, or luckily for me, I only drink French cognac and wines and things, and so I don't have to worry about fluoride because France, they don't put fluoride in their water. Okay. But welcome to episode number 40 of the Songwriter's Couch. I digress there a little bit. What we're going to do is have you go ahead and is it down to the right? Down to the left? Whichever one it is, go down, like, subscribe. It really helps propagate the channel, get more eyeballs on us. And I will say I'm a little bit rusty. I don't have my normal shtick going on, but we're gonna go ahead and lubricate it with some of this delicious cognac, and we'll see how this goes. And in the studio today. And thank you to our sponsors as well. I don't want to forget our sponsors. You guys make this possible. Let us do this fun thing that we do, talking to musicians and songwriters and the like. So thank you. If you want to be a patron and you want to personally help out the show, you can do that as well for as little as $1 a month. Can you believe that? Nice. As little as $1 a month, you can do that. So you can help keep this going and help us support local musicians and worldwide musicians and the like. So on today's show, we've got a special series, I guess we can call it, of episodes where we're going to be having my bandmates come on the show. And it'll be special because we're going to be able to get an inside look at what they think about us. And I'm very scared, Jill, for Greg's episode and what's going to come out on that. And of course, I have not introduced our guest here yet, as Allie's yelling at me because, again, I'm a little bit rusty. But I want to introduce now Jill Nicole, everybody. Jill Nicole. Okay. All right. Jill Nicole, welcome to the Songwriter's Couch, Jill. This is the first time you're on our podcast. Is it the first time you've been on a podcast before?
Yes, actually.
Yeah. So how long have you been in the band now? Has it been over? It's a year and a half?
I think it was a year in August.
Oh, really? Did we have we should have celebrated like an anniversary thing or something, like a birthday cake. A little over a year.
Summertime, end of summer, I don't know. Maybe it was July. I don't know.
Yeah, and you've become quite the mainstay in the band. I will say, like, as time goes on, we've played some shows where you couldn't make it because you do some side projects too, where you sing, and we always miss you when you're not there singing with us. So she's a big part of the band, and I wanted to have you on the show because, again, I want to like see what my band members. I don't get a lot of time. You know, when we come to practice, we tend to just be all business. We're like rehearsing songs. We're going over things over and over. Greg's yelling at all of us to right. do harmonies in certain notes, and none of us know what notes are. And then we have shows together, and we end up drinking and having some fun afterwards. But it's never like we're just sitting there talking to each other and getting to know each other. So I really wanted to do this with the band so that, one, I can get to know my bandmates hopefully a little bit better, but then two, our audience here can like get to know you guys a little bit better too. So I guess what do you think of me is my first question, Jill? Oh, wait, yeah, that's right. Okay, well, I wanted to get right into me, but we'll get back to me in a second, Jill.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah. So normally what we do as like an icebreaker is we do this 2 truths and a lie thing, right? And so the way that goes is you'll say 3 statements, okay? And 2 of them are truthful statements about yourself. One of which, though, however, it's a lie. It's a lie, ladies and gentlemen. It's a lie. It's my job then to determine which one of those things is your untruth. Is that it? Is that what are they calling it now? Untruth?
Yes.
Alternate fact. Which one is an alternate fact, Jill? I'm joining the
Not
media.
true.
We're in the media now, so we're gonna have to.
fiction.
Yeah, alternate facts. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
well,
a
a lie.
lie.
Yeah, it's pretty much a lie.
It's not truth.
It's funny how that.
Fiction.
Yeah, it is a lie. All right, so we're gonna have the theme music play, Jill,
Okay.
in the magic of post production right now. And now we're back, Jill. Do you see that? Do you see that?
So
Two shakes. It's been 6 hours in between when I said it.
That
and
was
now-
crazy.
yeah,
It's like a time machine.
We
in
had
here.
to we had to compose the music for it. So, are you ready to do this? You ready
I
to
think
play this
so.
game?
I think I got it.
All right. So, let's start, and let's hear your three truths there, or
Okay.
three statements.
All right. So, let's see. My favorite drink is gin and tonic. My favorite color is yellow. And I have an extra bone in my body.
This got interesting right at the end there. Extra bone. Now, I do know this, Jill.
Yeah.
I do know this. I've bought you a couple of drinks
Okay.
over the past year and a half. Pretty sure the gin and tonic thing is true.
Yeah, I was kinda
I'm pretty
giving you
sure.
that
Yeah,
one.
yeah. I don't like that you're giving me it because then it makes the other ones more iffy. Yeah, it's very specific.
But yellow is also like, that could be a lie. Or favorite color could be like red, and she's just.
You are sunshiny, bright and sunshiny, so maybe yellow might be the thing. I do like yellow too. I mean, we've got the yellow chairs and stuff and what have you. I like little accents of yellow, like mustard yellow in particular.
Oh, yeah, a certain yellow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sunshine yellow too. I can see being a good color, but extra bone.
Sometimes I have an extra bone in me. Nobody will hear that.
I hope no one heard that. This is why we can't have nice things, Jill. You know?
Yeah, you can't have nice things.
So okay, I'm gonna go because you threw it in the middle. Because you threw it in the middle, and it's such a basic statement of favorite color. It's easy for you to throw me off with that sort of thing. I'm going to say the extra bone thing to just come up with extra bone off the top of your head. That's a weird statement I never thought I would say. Extra bone off the top of your head. But I'm going to go with yellow. I'm going to go with your favorite color is, in fact, Jill, not yellow. And before you say what it is, what do you think, Allie?
I'm gonna go bone. Just to
You're going bone.
I gotta go against it. Yeah.
Allie's
I gotta pick something different.
Allie's going bone.
Watch it be gin and tonic.
Allie's going bone. Yeah, I mean that would be surprising if I was so unaware of what was going on, Jill, that I didn't remember your favorite drink. So let's
Yeah.
get a little drum roll and what is the lie, Jill?
Lie is the color yellow.
Oh, see. All I needed was a little hiatus, and now I'm back in action, getting them right.
How am I
Getting them right. So, all right, we're going to have to dive into this. One, the most interesting thing, why gin and tonic, Jill?
Oh,
That's so
okay. Well, let's go there. It's a little less calories,
Right, sure.
and
I don't like the tonic, though.
no.
Allie also likes the tonic. I feel like tonic has this sweetness thing
Oh,
that's
see,
weird.
I like sweet.
But what is that coming from in tonic? Have you ever questioned that?
I think they put a little sweetener in the tonic.
Like
or
sugar or
yeah,
something?
if you read the ingredients.
Is it snozzberries?
It's probably high
They
fructose corn
filter it through.
syrup.
Yeah, that's probably more
Yeah.
likely what it is. Yeah.
But I like the lime too. So
Why do they call it tonic? Was it like a medicine? It's like cocaine at one point.
it's
Was it
more of a
medicine?
bitter. I don't know. It's not like
Yeah.
carbonation.
You know what it
really.
remind-
I mean, a little bit. but
So
I don't
the reason I think I don't like tonic in particular is because one day, I'll tell you a little story. Hanging out in my friend's backyard. At the time, I used to smoke cigarettes. Unfortunately, kids don't smoke cigarettes. Don't ever
No.
start. The worst
No.
habit.
bad.
But we also used to smoke cigarettes. A bunch of my friends did. And it was like this little backyard in Queens, like 10 by 10 concrete pad in the back of their apartment. And all their empty beer bottles, they would just keep on the like on the windowsill or whatever, and they had put an empty beer bottle there for people to ash their cigarettes in, put their cigarettes out, and we just happened to be drinking that day the same beer in a 22 ounce as the bottle that they had put on the windowsill outside for people to ash their cigarettes in. And I'm drinking my beer, and I put it right next to the, bottle that's probably been sitting out there for a good month, rainwater in there,
Ooh.
cigarettes, probably some leftover beer, maybe a bird perched on it and peed in it. Who knows, And I had grabbed it. I'll tell you why it reminds me of time. I had taken it, big swig, because I was like, yeah, ice cold beer. It was summer, hot.
Oof.
And I grabbed the wrong bottle. And there was that weird sweetness to it that tonic has that really puts me off from the tonic.
Well, that would do it. Yeah. It's got bad memory.
So I can't do it. But I do club soda. I know everyone's patiently waiting for the bone. But we're going to move on to the next subject and go into the... what is your favorite color, Jill?
Lilac.
I like this. I like she's
like
delaying
a
it
light
with me.
purple. Yeah, that's my favorite color.
Lilac. Mm-hmm. Why?
I love lilacs. They're beautiful.
Is that lilac?
And they smell really good. No, like purple,
like
but
light
light purple.
Oh, but that is a light purple.
No,
No, that's
that's
more of a pink.
Pink, hot pink, like the 90s. Yeah.
All right, fair enough. All right,
Barbie pink.
Listen, we've been teasing them now about the bone.
Okay, the
Everyone's
bone.
wondering where the bone is on your
weird.
body. That you have an extra one of. And what is it, Jill? And why is it there?
It's called a cervical rib. And you know how your ribs
This
go...
sounds sensual.
No, the
not
ribs
sensual.
go up to your collarbone.
Oh, okay.
And above
Boring.
the collarbone is notches in your neck, and I have bone coming out above that as a rib.
Wait, what?
You just can't see it.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
So you have
They're like right above, right here. Where
so you have two extra bones.
Two, yeah. One's a little smaller than the other. But I felt it when I was about 18, and I thought I had a lump in my...
Huh.
And I went and got an x-ray, and they said, nope, that's an extra bone.
So it's like an additional rib
Yes.
that's grown above.
It is.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
And it doesn't cause any problems or any...
Nope.
There's no...
Unless you push on it, then it hurts.
No reason to interject. So I have a weird thing, a weird bone thing on me too. That I don't know if many people have this. On the inside of my mouth, under my teeth, like on the inside of my gums there,
Yeah.
there's this thing that is, it's like a shelf almost of bone that comes out. And my dentist keep telling me eventually, like as I get older, it might continue to grow because it keeps pushing my tongue up in my mouth, which might affect my singing.
Oh, wow.
Too, which I'm a little worried about.
The lower?
But like, it's hard to explain. So if I get X-rays and they put the X-ray thing in, it cuts into like this bone growth on the inside of my
not
bottom.
That weird.
Yeah.
We're
all. Don't
Don't say I'm weird. Yeah.
I mean, that's a little weirder.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it doesn't bother me, so.
No. Oh, that's interesting. So, but you just started feeling it one day and you were like, oh, what is this? You didn't know that existed?
Just felt like more of a bump was here than over here. And I was like, wait, what? And then it hurt to press on. So I thought, that's not right. What's going on?
Yeah.
But, yeah, if it doesn't bother me, if it doesn't bother the person, they just leave it in.
We've been in a band together now, Jill.
You didn't even know that.
For over a year, and I didn't know about your extra
but if
bones.
you need an extra
If
part
I
of
ever
a
need an
bone,
extra rib,
I can donate.
I heard what's his name? Didn't what's his name take out his rib or whatever? What's that guy's name?
Adam.
Marilyn Manson. Yeah.
What?
Wasn't that a thing back in the 90s?
I thought you were talking about like Adam and Eve.
So
Adam, she says
that's
Adam.
so maybe you've got. See, you've got Adam's rib.
Gave me extra.
All right, so we're gonna move on from the extra bone. That's very interesting, though.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna get into kind of the depths of why you're here today, sitting on the couch, Jill,
Okay.
with us. So what got you into music initially? Like, was your family musical? Did you have?
My family is very musical. They play a lot of different instruments, but I never learned an instrument, and it was very difficult for me to learn an instrument. So I thought, well, how
many
come I can't
siblings?
do an instrument? I don't have any siblings.
No
actually.
siblings,
No. But my aunts and uncles, my grandmas, grandpas, they all played something. I didn't. know why. Why can't I play anything? But then when I was 12, I was in church and they put me in choir and they said, we heard you singing. We want you to sing this song. And so I sang it and they're like.
Do you remember what song it was?
Yeah.
What song was it?
Worthy is the Lamb. It was an Easter time thing and it was very soft, and they could hear me singing in the choir, amongst the older people. There's a lot of older people. And then they said, we want you to do that solo. And I was like terrified.
Oh, so they put you in as the solo
Yeah.
for the song?
Yeah. So I sang
Were
it.
you nervous?
Terrified. I never sang before. I was like, I didn't even know I could sing. And then I sang it. And then it just grew from there. I thought I can actually sing. So I just kept trying different things. And I would sing to all my favorite artists. I would start doing harmonies. There's lots of harmonies in the 80s and 90s, music. So, yeah, I was always trying to sing hard things, like, Mariah Carey, like something difficult so that stretch my voice.
Did you think that, like, I'm going to be doing this as a career, like I'm going to be making music and
Well, when I was young, probably about 10 or 12 or something like that, I said, Mom, I'm going to be a backup singer in a band. I literally said those words. Huh. My mom did not say, no, don't, you can't ever do that. She said, yes, you're going to do that. Huh. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. So all the parents out there, it's very important to encourage your children to do the things, because sometimes it seems like such a silly thing to say. Like, I'm going to be a musician.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to, like, think about the amount of musicians out there that have played Madison Square Garden that come from families that were not famous, that had no connections or whatever.
Yeah.
And then one day they played Madison Square Garden. Let's say Billy Joe from Green Day, right? Mm-hmm. Did he actually think, when he was younger, if someone was to say, one day you're going to play Madison Square Garden, the thought of that is so ridiculous, Yeah. But they did it.
Yeah.
He did it. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's important to have people encouraging you to say, like, these things are possible. It's because if any other human being could do it, you could potentially do it,
Yeah, why not?
Do you feel like you do that same kind of encouragement with your kids?
I do, because that happened to me. I thought, my kid says they want to do whatever. I'm going to say, yeah, you should do that. Because if that's what they're...
What was your first band? Did you have a rock band? Obviously you were in choir with the church or whatever, but...
Well, that would be Nick and the Nice Guys.
So another local Rochester group of musicians.
I was doing karaoke
for
them.
Okay. So how did you get into that, though?
So they hold karaoke just to find singers, musicians, whatever. And I heard someone say to me, there's karaoke at East End Tavern. And I said, wait, there's karaoke? I didn't even know there was karaoke. Such a big thing. And so I went and I just kept going. And I finally was picked by the manager to be in the band. So
it's interesting, though, because you have kids, right? So, and I always ask this of anyone that comes on the show that's a musician and has children, because it's such a difficult thing to... I had a conversation the other day with a friend, and I was talking about... they were saying, they were hesitant about having children because they were worried that it was going to impede on their ability to do what they wanted to do in life, right? Mm. And it's always interesting to me to speak with musicians and artists and people who still continue to do what they love, like playing music, going out and doing those things, even though they have children. Because it seems like it would be an impossibility. Okay, you got to make dinner, you got to do all this kind of things with kids, and so to go out and play music or to go out to a karaoke night and then join a band and then say, oh, I'm gonna do this as like a money making thing too. Yeah. It seems like almost a silly. How could I possibly do that? to some people, but you seem to have the mindset of like, I'm going to play music and I'm going to be in not only that band, but our band, and play shows all the time. And you make it work even though you have children. I mean, you've brought your kids to shows sometimes and they're sitting there, it's the same with my kids. They know like, okay, if I'm at a show, like don't bother dad while he's on stage or whatever. And they kind of grow up with like knowing the, like what happens with it. What gave you the audacity to think that you could be a musician, and have children?
I think I had friends along the way that really it saw potential. So they were like, you need to do this, you can do it, And it was hard at first because I was a single mom. But my kids were getting older, and I have older children as well that were able to, watch the little ones when I'd go out. I feel you just need to.
Did you feel like it was like reclaiming yourself?
Finding myself a little bit, yeah. Because at that point, I hadn't gone out and sang for anything or anybody for many years because I was at home raising kids and having kids.
Was that super scary to go out that first
time? It was
time
scary.
And do it?
It was. I was again terrified, but
well, it was karaoke, so I'm assuming you were probably doing shots of tequila and
no. I was actually a little. I probably took a little bit, and I was like, okay, I gotta focus on singing. But yeah, I was terrified. But got back. I did a lot of karaoke just to get used to being in front of people, and finding like what songs people like, and just what the crowd liked.
So let me ask you this: Do you prefer? So we do a bunch of original music, right? Mm-hmm. And like today, as a matter of fact, just before this, we had band practice, and we were working out a bunch of original material for this new album that we're working on. So do you have a preference? I know that's probably a little bit relatively new, is the original music writing song thing.
Yeah.
Do you find, like, what do you find the most fun, I guess, of the music making and playing and performing process? Like, do you prefer to perform? Are you like
I guess I perform to lead sing, but I also do enjoy singing harmonies and doing the backup or duet with someone.
Why do you like it? What do you like about it? Because it's such a no. I know that's a loaded question, but like I question that about it myself too. Like, why do I enjoy doing it? The creative process. Like, I really enjoy writing music. I love making a song or an album, and then the like tearing my hair out during the process of making the thing. And you've been there for like the Music Saved Us. That's on the Grammy ballot this year and stuff. And you had that. And I want to kind of ask you about what you felt about that situation too. But I love that, and then having this final product where I just listen to it to the point where I can't listen to it anymore.
Right.
But I get obsessed with it, and I'm sorry, Allie, for that too. But I get obsessed with the end product of like, oh my God, this thing sounds great. Like from the conception of it in my head, to the end point. What do you think? I guess you don't have to know the depths of your psychology about it, but like, why do you think you like going out and playing music?
Are you referring to originals or covers?
Just in general.
Just
I guess, like, why are you drawn to continue to do that instead of just sit home and be like, what, I'm not. It's because it's so much effort. Like when we go out and play gigs, we're carrying equipment. We're having to break down afterwards. We have to chase down people for money. You have to like put all this energy into it.
Right.
Like sometimes you're exhausted from the kids and all this stuff throughout the day, and you have to go out and entertain people. Like some people will be like, "Why are you doing that? It's not worth it." You get like $20 at the end of the night or whatever.
Right.
But you still continue to be like, I want to keep doing that.
I don't know
Jill?
if this sounds vain.
Why do you want to do that,
listen, Jill? So I guess for myself, when I hear bands or like listen to someone singing or listen to music in general, I'm like, oh, I love those lyrics, or I love the way they did that song, or the shape of it or whatever. So when I'm singing a song, I see that satisfaction on the crowd, or they're like, oh, I remember this. Oh, it's so good. Just the reaction. They're so shocked that I would sing that song. Or the other day, Allie said, that sounds really complicated. And I was like, I didn't think it was that complicated, but it's satisfying to hear, oh, I can do something that well and not feel like, I don't know, it's just a great I don't know, it's just I hope that
Do
doesn't
you
sound
feel-
vain at all.
No. Do
Not
you
in a
feel
vain way.
Do you feel like I feel sometimes I get lost. I get lost in when we're all playing together, and there are those moments where we're especially now lately we're very in sync with each other.
Yeah.
I feel like we
I
get
was noticing
lost
that
in this
too.
like transcendental.
I get
like-
in that mode too.
Yeah, and I
I'm
lose
like, wow,
track
this is-
sometimes where I'm like, oh shit, where are we in
Wait,
the
look at
song? Like, I have to, I have to remember
Oh,
that
sorry.
that we're on stage and we're trying to do something like for
Yeah.
people. But
No, I get that. Yeah.
yeah, there's something that lets I don't know, all of that stuff, the breakdown, the setting up, the dragging your equipment there, all that stuff is worth it for some while or for some reason, and I'm not entirely certain why.
Well, I
Yet.
feel like music is a healing thing as well. Like for myself. I
I
don't
think it's
know about-
cathartic and
Yeah, so like you're saying, like you just kind of get lost in the music. You're just feeling it. You're feeling it more than just like, oh, I'm up here to sing and
Yeah.
entertain. Like it's
yeah, because I feel like
Yeah.
especially our band, I don't know how Nick and the Nice Guys kind of do their thing. I think they're more of like a party band, like they play, their stuff. I feel like I really want to get lost in the experience of being on stage and performing with each other, and it's like I look at you'll see me turn around and like look at everyone in the band sometimes individually, and it's like this. I don't know how to explain
Like a
that
connection?
either. Yeah, there's like this
That we're
like
all
love
feeling
that's
it.
happening
Yeah.
between all of us. Like, yeah, this is
Yeah.
awesome what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
And not just like, oh, there's a big crowd and we're making money or whatever, but just the feeling of making the music together is really intense. And it moved me a lot, Jill, because we, for those that are watching, I think this will come out next Monday, but and I believe the Grammy voting thing might be done by that. Don't quote me on that, but we I wrote the song "The Music Saved Me," and everyone helped kind of compose that and made it come to life. Which I'm lucky enough to have a band with talented people like you and Greg and Jonah and Andy to help bring that idea to life. But I remember sitting there and we were listening to kind of semi-final mix of the song, and you were tearing up as we were listening to it at the end of it, and I was like, oh my God, like that. I don't think there could be a bigger compliment from another musician than tearing up while listening to it. So, but that was one of your first experiences, kind of being in a professional studio and recording like original music and stuff. What was that like for you?
Well, I think that moment was more like, oh, is that what my voice really sounds like? And again, not to be vain, but everyone's saying, oh, your voice is awesome. It's so good. And I guess I never really heard it. And when it was played back like that, I just thought, oh, that's what I really sound like. Wow. Usually when I talk on a video, I hate my voice. So when I heard it played back singing like that, I just thought, oh my goodness, I actually did that.
Was that? I mean, you've never sat in a like in recorded music in any professional way like that before?
No.
Before that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's such a magical thing, but it's also it's so strange because when you're recording an album, you spend so much time on these like little details of stuff, and you just listen to the song or the songs over and over and over, and by the end of it, sometimes you need like 6 months before you can come back and actually listen to it as a piece of music versus like, oh, there's this fuck up here. This needs to be, this isn't perfect what I wanted here. That process of original music, I think, is one of my favorites. I mean, I love performing too, but I love making a piece of music and then sitting in darkness with a pair of headphones on after and listening to it, like us together sitting in the room there. Listening.
I've listened to it, the final, a million times.
Yeah.
And just like push my headphones in tight and just hear everything. And I'm like, oh, it sounds so good. Like, I'm just so proud of it because of where it was. It wasn't a terrible song to begin with. It was just more basic. And what we added to it was
Yeah, I'll say this too
Good.
from an original, because this is the songwriter's couch too. I think from an original music point of view too, sometimes it is challenging. Like even today, I mean, you kind of recognize what was going on today. We're working, so everyone knows we're working on a new album that I think might be out probably February, March-ish, first quarter at least of next year. We don't have a title for it or anything yet, but we're going in December to the studio to record it. But these are songs that either from personal experience or from times in my life or just memories of things when I wrote it. This is what I was thinking or feeling at the time. And sometimes allowing a band to kind of tear it apart
Yeah.
could have a little bit of like yeah, don't do that to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But in the end, I found that always makes it better.
Yeah.
Like what we were able to do with that song was leaps and bounds beyond what I could have done on my own
I was going
without
to
the
say,
input of everyone.
were you thinking like the song should have went that way? Like, or were you like, oh, I didn't like how?
So no, originally when I wrote it, the song again, it's called "The Music Saved Me," the Patrick Jaouen band, and Jill's wonderful, beautiful voice is on that too. In about 100 tracks, probably in the end there,
Right.
of your vocals. But I wrote that originally sitting in my boxers right there, as a matter of fact, on the edge of that couch. I think I had a glass of either cognac or whiskey or something in my guitar. And wrote it, and I thought of releasing it as that. Like I recorded it on my phone, and I was thinking, like, it's such a raw, it was so raw emotionally at that time that I when I recorded, I think tears were at one point coming out of my eyes as I was writing it. And I thought of releasing it just as that, like, oh, it's just a guitar thing.
Yeah.
But what we were able to do with it, I think, took it beyond, where I even thought, like Greg's composition on the vocals and on that, and what you were able to do with it, and even like Andy's bass lines on there were fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
And Jonah's drums,
Yeah.
I could not have done that without everyone
Yeah.
being a part of it. So I'm actually super excited because this is now going to be, we've released 2 full-length albums now. We've got maybe 5 to 6 singles out separately, and now we're going to do another 5-song EP in December and record that. And I'm super excited because some of those songs have been long-lived songs. Like we've written them, we've played them a bunch, and I think we're going to work them out in a way that's going to bring them up to a level that's that I couldn't have thought or imagined them being. So. I really appreciate that. I'm looking forward to seeing how that all comes out.
Thanks, yeah.
So what did you? Let's get back to me for a second. I know we've got a short thing, but I'm going to ask this of every band member.
Oh boy.
In the band, and trust me, I don't get my feelings hurt easily, Jill, as you know. So I appreciate constructive feedback, but I think it's a good thing for people in bands that may be watching this too to understand that feedback and things like from an outside source, what you could do better as a part of the whole. The opinions of your bandmates matter and can only make the whole project or the whole thing better. So what's one thing maybe I do that I shouldn't do, Jill, that you would say, you know what, Pat? You can improve in this way, shape, or form.
I can only pick
try
one.
And hold back the tears.
Just one.
Oh, just. I love you, Jill. You're good.
You're allowed to
This
say
is
that.
why you're out of the band. You're fired, Jill.
I know I'm not fired.
No. So what do you think? What do you think I could do better, Jill? As a I guess I'm the leader of the band, as my name's in it. So. Or what would you like to see more of us doing, I guess, as a band?
As a band. Man, I think you stumped me with that question.
Yeah? Oh, that's a good thing, then, right?
I don't know. Yeah. I love all you guys. It's kind of...
Even Greg.
Yeah, like I said, I'm scared to have Greg on. He's gonna be super
Don't ask
honest
him
about
that.
it.
I bet he'll say what I said.
Yeah.
You just won.
No, but now you said it, so he can't use that joke, you know.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what. I'd like to see Jill. I'd like to see you come out of your shell a little bit more. I think you reserve yourself a little bit
I mean, a little
more
bit.
than you should. I'd like to see you get wild a little bit more. And
Yeah, okay.
yeah. You're getting there. You're definitely you've
I'm a little more outgoing in the now than I used to be, I think. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
I think my my laziness when it comes to especially the cover songs, you know, Greg brings that out of me because sometimes I'll learn songs, but I'll learn the basics of it, like the basics of the verse. The chord.
Yeah.
I don't learn all the lyrics. You know, it's like, it's good enough. I'll learn. And then he's like, no, Pat, that's it has to be like this, and these are the structure of it. I need to do a little bit better. It's just I'm lazy as fuck. So, but yeah. So nothing, Jill. You don't want to tell me? Give me any shit.
I don't know why I'm having such a tough time with this. I mean,
fair enough. What are you excited for us to do as a band?
Well, possibly Grammys.
That would be cool.
That would be really great.
That would be cool.
Yeah. So great.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
yeah. We do have a
it's
show
true.
coming up, and I think it's the last real show of the year too at Rustic Taco. So
Yes, because we're gonna focus.
yep, fun time. And then we got Christmas. We got a little bit of a vacation kind of coming up. So I'm happy for that. I'm looking forward to a little bit of break. So we're gonna have the rest of the band on here too, Jill.
Oh boy.
Let's do this. Let's cut to Jill's camera. Anything you would like to kind of promote of yourself, maybe your kids, your anything. Like what is there something coming up? I mean, I know you have the other band too. Are there big gigs that you can invite people to? Or
I have a gig at, I think it's Titus Tavern, 29th. I think it's a Tuesday. But it's
of October?
It's a duo with Shimmy the Entertainer. He's from Nick and the Nice Guys. He's a fun guy. He's very entertaining. So yeah, him and I've done a couple gigs together, and we've always sang on Nick quite a bit, and we have a lot of fun with Nick. So Nick is a lot of fun.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, Jill. Well, I appreciate you coming on the show and let me dig into you a little bit.
Yeah.
And maybe what we'll do, I think maybe we should have a full band episode too, where everyone's on.
Oh, that would be so fun.
And it might, that might.
Yes.
We might get
I
into
would love
shenanigans there, and
We
maybe
would
we
all
could
love
we can
that.
even turn the cameras around, and we can have like all our instruments on, so we could go through some of the process of like how we work out maybe harmonies and stuff like that. That might be helpful to people. So if you think that sort of thing, like you want to see how a band works out songs, we can do an episode like that too,
That's fun,
and kind
yeah.
of show our rehearsals and how that all goes down, all the glass breaking and what's funny
Slaps.
is one of the best things I've done is you can go on Amazon and buy sugar glass bottles.
Yes,
So if you're having trouble in your band
Yep.
or your marriage and you really want to like get some stress out, buy a bunch of sugar bottles
Or
that they use in the movies.
Some kind of prank or joke
Yeah,
or
and
whatever.
you could just break it
Freak
over
everybody out.
each other's heads and get all the wiggles out. That's right.
Yeah, freak out the rest of the band.
Jill,
Yeah.
thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks for
Thank you for being
having
a part
me.
of the band.
Thank
I'm
you so
excited
much.
for the album that we're gonna make here, the magic that we're gonna make,
I am
and
too.
for the years ahead of eventually when we do play Madison Square Garden, saying, see, I have video proof of when I told you, don't ever question the fact that we're going to be doing that. So,
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for watching. Again, down, like, subscribe, do all that sort of thing. All our patrons, thank you. Our sponsors, thank you. Again,
Yeah,
Jill,
thank
thank you. Allie, thank you for being the producer on the
Thank
show
you,
and running
Allie.
cameras. And thank you all for watching and listening. We appreciate it. Another episode of the Songwriter's Couch coming hopefully in a week or 3 months from now. Who knows? Whenever we freaking feel like doing it. But thank you guys all for watching. Say bye, Jill.
Bye.